We're all still alive here in Arkansas. This is Saturday morning. Of course, it rained like hell last night. It was an amazing thing of scariness. I'm sitting out here. I got my headset on because I just got done talking to my buddy Charlie. And we are going to work on putting that front end back together. Butch is probably coming outside now because he usually comes out almost like right after I come out. He ends up talking to me for a little bit. See? I told you that motherfucker was going to be coming out. As soon as I come out, that son bitch comes out and fucking bothers me. Fuck you, dude. So, we're going to get started on putting this front end back together and see you guys in a minute. I'll tell you what, it took me a little bit to get her up for the first time, but she's a beauty. Probably can straighten it out a little bit more if I set it up just a hair different. The first time setting something up is always the worst. That's what always takes the longest, is the first time setting something up. I'll be like, no matter what, because see the sun and the blue sky is gone. It's supposed to sprinkle a little later, but I've got this set up good and nice and tight, and let's take a little walk inside. Here, enough room for me to squeeze in right here. And there's enough floor space. This is got to be 1, 2, about 3.5 foot. Then you got about 2 foot right there at that corner, and then there's a couple feet on either side. With a mini truck, a full-size truck, you're going to be stretching it all the way out. What we got here is one of the we've got the door handles, which we're not going to be putting those on today because I'm still waiting on the locks to come in. So those will go right over there. And then here's the kit. This piece right here goes on the back side of that. It goes from a rectangle to the round so that this can mount to that, and then that mounts to the mass airflow sensor. And then on this side, you've got your big pipe, and then you've got some type of vacuum line that goes on it, and then your elbow that goes over to your throttle body and intake right there. I know I've got a whole bunch of stuff just kind of piled up on top of this. We're going to get this cleaned up. There's not much there. It's really just a matter of, here, can I see what I'm doing? Getting all the stuff cleaned off of it. So now, throw those in there, because that's all stuff that's going to be helping to mount that stuff there and there. Man, that's kind of neat. Spy on everybody in here. Got this little crack right here we can peek out. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on so I can get this box out of here and then start thinking about how I'm going to mount this stuff up. Well, I've thought about it like 800 times. So you guys already know how I'm going to do that side. I put these blocks underneath here, just stacked up in the front end so that, because I mean, there's a little bit of a leak, but that's because I got the cheap fittings on there for now. So I'll be buying better fittings so that this front end won't have any leaks when I finally get around to running the airline to the back. But getting all this prepped right now, is so that we can get the truck started, pull it out, turn it around, and back it back into the driveway so we can start on the rear end. And I think this little setup right here is really going to make for being able to work on that for the next few months through this winter. I mean, big time. I'll probably end up taking it to where these are mounted up on here at all times. And then that way, when we break it down, this will just break down in the center. I'll probably be able to take the bottom, lift it up, and then that way I can collapse it properly. And yeah, it should be fairly easy to set this back up again. I tied everything off. That way the wind doesn't blow it away on me. Good thing there's no wind today. All right, enough talking, bullshitting. Look at that. All right, I need to get some more of these. And I know a lot of you guys want those stickers. So, I'm trying to work something out still. Trying to find the right person that can help me out. Because I don't need to make any money off the stickers. I just let somebody else make a little bit of profit off the stickers and then sell them to you guys. Shipping and handling and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see what happens. No, I don't need a bunch of offers. I've got a few people in mind, so I'm going to talk to them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. Right now is that point that I'm glad that I've got this up. Because it just started raining again. And I am still in the dry. Yeah. All right. So attention to detail, people. Let's do attention to detail. No, this is not the highest priced cold air intake. Well, warm air intake. I've never understood why it says cold. Because it's still coming from underneath the engine compartment. And it's all hot underneath here. So at best you're getting warm air intake. Anyway, point is attention to detail. All of my pipe clamps, or whatever they are, underneath, that's where I'm putting these. That way on top, all I have is a nice shiny ring. Same thing there. And we continue the trend all the way down. These are old pieces. I want mine tucked as far in there as possible. So I'm putting an extension on there. Luckily, I didn't throw away any of my parts that I've had for years because I needed a spacer on that one. And I needed a spacer on this one right here for these clamps to fit. The kit came with one, but I'm glad I had another one. Your wife ever tells you to throw that shit away, find a box to hide it in. Tell her, yes, dear, I'm going to throw it away right now. Go out there and stick it in a box with some other shit that you're probably not using. So, all right, that's how you get away with that. Anyway, okay, so I've got my 90. That's going to go there, and then that's going to push that all the way over with this gap right here. Man, it's really starting to come down. I'm so glad this is up. But I'm not getting hit with any rain. Fucking love it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at it. It's coming down pretty good. So I'm going to keep working on this. I want to touch one more thing on the attention to detail. See how I'm putting my bands as close to the edge as possible so that they fit and they look so much more uniformed that way when you have them like that. So I've got this almost set up. This piece was sticking up just a little too high. So with a Phillips bit or a flathead screwdriver, you can undo that. You flip, just spin it around. Take this out. It's on a clip. Take it out. Flip that over and then stick it back in there. That actually dropped it down about a ½ an inch to an inch. When it comes to building mini trucks, a ½ an inch to an inch can mean the fucking world. So now I'm running into this piece right here. It's just right here on the front of the motor. Okay, I don't want to get rid of it. So I'm going to keep it. But I'm going to keep it in a different way. It's going to stay on here. We're going to turn it upside down. We're going to flip it around. And we're just going to remount it. Just like this. That way it's still on the motor. Oops. Still on the motor. Let's screw this in. So that's all that's really holding that there. We still have our hook on the motor. But it's down out of the way. It looks a little, actually does look a little more neat. And that way you don't have to get rid of certain things that you may end up needing later. Now, if you're going for a complete, super trophy truck, you're probably going to get rid of that or find a different way to mount it. Or, I don't know, whatever. Put it in your glove box. But see there? Now it's out of the way. All this space right there is cleared out. So now I can put that in that space, and it'll fit a whole lot better. I know I'm doing a lot of talking on this, but I want you guys to see, there, that's going to fit in there a lot tighter, a lot better, and exactly where I've wanted it. Exactly where I wanted it. Now all I gotta do is I end up building a mount. I actually do gotta let the air out so that I can figure out exactly where I'm gonna have to mount these other things. That's gonna be fine. It's really the reservoir is the only thing that I'm worried about. I don't know if I'm gonna come off the frame down there straight up and have a mount for it or what, but I'll figure it out. Well, my grill clips came in, but they're this one. And these are the ones that I have. It's the difference between 16 millimeter and 17.3 millimeter. So make sure you order the ones that say 17.3 millimeter. Otherwise, you're going to end up with these little bitty ones, which are actually for a newer model. So I've got 20 of these that I don't need, and I'm waiting on these to come in. Yeah. They just go in these little spots that I don't have enough of them for. It'll work. I can put it together. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And if you're wondering where all that light's coming from, I hung one of my LED lamps up here. I got a garage. All right. It stopped raining just in time for me to be done. Gina's dad is in the hospital with pneumonia. So we may have to skip the meeting so we can go see him, depending on what she finds out, how he's doing right now. She's a dirty girl right now. Talking about the truck now, not my wife. Got the front end on. Freaking gorgeous. That front end is on. Oh, it looks a whole lot different. What's up with me and breaking that headlight? Oh, and by the way, when I threw that away, the broken glass, I think I threw away the chrome ring that locks it in, whatever that little aluminum piece is, or steel piece, stainless steel. Yeah. So I have no idea if I still have it. I think I threw it away. But anyway, we've got this cleaned up. This is a temporary. I didn't have time to make the piece of metal, to fabricate the piece of metal that this will mount to right there. I ended up changing this up, shortening that up right there so that it would allow me the space right here. Also, I started thinking about it, and probably a lot of you have already thought about this as well, is the tire is going to be throwing everything right here. So with this over here, it gets it out of the way. Eventually, there'll be a wheel well right there, an inner fender. And so then I got this over here, got that tightened on there. That goes around over to that, of course, and everything else is tightened onto it. The way it needs to be. This is kind of floating right now. It's not floating bad, but I need to figure out maybe another way of putting that, or just leave it like that. What else? Zip tied all this stuff together right there so that it stays put, and got this put on as best I could. Readjusted a little bit of the bumper. That way the bumper actually fits a little bit better right here. It doesn't look crooked and cockeyed. That's one thing that really bothers me. Like I said, attention to detail is everything when it comes to your truck. Isn't that cool, man? Got that freaking shop light up there that lights up everything perfectly. Because otherwise, it's getting dark out here. So, that's it for this weekend. I am going to, I don't know, maybe on the midweek video, because tomorrow I'm going to try to, I may end up having enough time to try to start it and get it turned around. But tonight, I got to tighten things up and put things away. Thank you for being here through this amazing feat of perseverance. I don't know. Give me a thumbs up for just working my fucking ass off to try to get this done and doing everything possible to get it done. I appreciate you guys being here. The stories that I hear on Facebook, when you guys send me messages on Instagram and Snapchat, and I hear you guys talking about all the things that you've done and the videos you've watched of mine to get you to where you are now. A lot of you guys are surpassing me. I mean, I'm a basic builder. I like being able to make a functional truck, and that's about it. So I really appreciate hearing you guys and your stories. It just really keeps me going and lets me know that I did my part to keep mini trucking alive. I absolutely love all of you. Thank you so much. I'm coming up on what, 22,000 or 23,000 followers here on YouTube. But I've heard and I've looked at the analytics. 60% of those people, 60% of my views aren't even subscribed. So if you're watching this, just click subscribe. It's not big deal. You don't have to get emails and all that kind of stuff, but it just, in the world of YouTube, it makes me a little bit more important to them. Otherwise, I'm just another number. I mean, I'm still going to be another number. Okay, I talked and talked and talked. If you're as bored as I am by now, then I appreciate you being here. I am going to get this taken down. And I got to get my ass out of here. So, yeah, see you guys in the next video. Later.